Well, hi and good morning to you both. My name's Gayle and I'm the CEO for Invisible Traffic. I would like to thank you, Caroline and Bill, for taking time out of your busy schedules to talk to us today. So thank you so much. We initially met a few years ago. I came down with William and Bill to conduct some human trafficking training for your staff here at the Port of Larne. So we actually did the training to all the port staff, including the shifts, and we also included all employees and security and police teams here in the Port of Larne. Then we also went on board the ship and we talked to the staff and the crew on board the ship, and then we went over to Cairnryan and did the same over there. So today I just want to chat to you both just about the impact that had, along with feedback, including how you felt that this training significantly changed, sort of the staff down here and working together relationships, and just how we can really put an end to this heinous crime. So just before we begin, Caroline, are you happy just to share a wee bit who you are, how long you've been here, and your role at the Port of Larne?
I'm Caroline. I'm just standard security guard down here. I've been here 13 years.
Great.
Just passed.
Great. And you enjoy it then?
I do, yep.
Even the shift work?
Stuck at 13 years, I
Good
enjoy
for
it.
you, good for you. Okay, so you obviously took part in the training along with Bill, and thinking about your role as a security officer, did you see or thought of any incidents in the past that you might have recognised that could have been potentially victims or part of human trafficking?
I'm sure over the years it probably has. Nothing really jumps out in my head, but I'm sure definitely over the years
But you maybe
has
suspected something, but just didn't really.
But just didn't know.
Yeah.
Because
and just thought, oh, maybe I'm being overthinking.
Yeah.
Okay. So so then we came along and we did the training.
Yeah.
So how do you think then that impacted your role, and do you think it was beneficial? Did it help relationship within other departments? So
it definitely did. We were able then to know what we were actually looking for.
Okay.
So we did what sort of wee signs to just flag it a wee bit more then, not even just with us, but also with P&O.
Okay.
So that, because there could be the first point of contact whenever they check in. So if something's suspicious with them, they can then come to us.
Okay.
So then we can go, right, there is something here.
Okay. And do you feel then the staff was, they felt confident then about speaking up if they seen something that wasn't normal?
After the training, yes, we definitely more confident in it.
Okay, that's great. And also, Caroline, you received an award not long after the training because you helped assist police officers when they were carrying out their investigations. Can you share a wee bit about what happened?
Yeah, it wasn't me that initially flagged it, but it was a passenger who had came to check in. I think she was actually dropped off by someone.
Okay.
I think that it was them that actually paid for the ticket. She had little to no English.
Okay.
So I don't think she really knew what was going on.
Or where she was going.
Yeah. She came through foot passengers, and then that's whenever I was brought in because I was the female guard on duty.
Okay.
And it was a female passenger, so they needed me to assist in searching and just being there as a witness.
Okay.
So yeah, it was C3 then got involved. They also did the investigation, but I had to sit there throughout the whole investigation then to see it all happening.
Okay.
I did have to carry out body searching, bag searching on her. But yeah, it was, she just sat there and you could just see, she didn't know what was going on.
Didn't know what was going on. And I mean, how did you feel? Because then you guys then helped that girl get out of that situation.
I did really feel sorry for her. She looked at me a few points, sort of, was just like, what's happening? Help me, someone help me.
Yeah, that sort of really...
It does. It's different whenever you see it in a video or like the likes of being reported on social media, but when you actually see someone actually sitting there in front of you, yeah, it's a bit different.
It is a bit different.
Yeah.
And they, the amazing thing is that you were able to notice there was something that just wasn't
Something
right.
just wasn't right.
And did that happen from the girls at check-in or the guys at check-in noticing that something wasn't
I think
right?
it was, yeah, whenever she was checking in, I think that's when it first got flagged.
Okay, so then
Like she wasn't communicating with anyone because obviously she couldn't. It was someone else doing it for her.
so that's a classic sign.
Yeah.
Someone speaking in another one.
And I think it was someone supposed to be picking her up on the other side as well.
And
So she was just left.
So then that information then obviously went to from your guys from check-in to your guys
Yep.
then to police.
To the police, yep.
So we were
we all worked together then.
was a chain of command. That was amazing.
Yeah.
And that was her only window for freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Was with you guys from the girls at check-in noticing something's not right, to you noticing her behavior, to reporting it to the police.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So with all that in mind then, would you recommend that this training is vital?
Absolutely. Absolutely. For everybody, yeah.
And you recommend then that everyone in the port should really go through?
Yes, not just security, but everybody who works here, yeah.
Everybody. So then it can all...
So that we can all work together about it. So then it can, yeah.
That's great. That's great. Well, I hope then that your duty is really good now and that you're able to work and we'll put an end to this, won't we? We'll try our best.
Just any wee slight suspicion, that's it.
Love it. Thank you so much. And look, thank you so much for sharing that with us.
No problem.
Today. So I want to turn to you, Bill, and ask you to share a wee bit about your findings. But I suppose maybe we get a wee bit of insight to what your role is here and how long you've been with the Port of Larne.
Sure.
Okay.
I am the operations manager for the security team down in Larne. I've been here coming on 13 years.
Okay.
I started off just as a security officer, and then circumstances changed and I managed to find myself doing this.
So obviously, Bill, your team also attended the training, the
Yes,
human
that's right.
trafficking awareness training. So from sort of a security perspective, can you describe the benefits of the training and just how it impacted your staff?
Sure. I think what you highlighted in the training was that if you see something which doesn't look normal, then it generally isn't. To be aware basically of your surroundings. Now, the guys who work here, they know how the travelling public behave.
Okay.
Some people obviously are nervous travelling, but that's a different thing altogether. And what will happen is that you have flagged to us what to look for in relation to behaviours of people who are being trafficked. And what then that encouraged us to do was to then approach the people who we had suspicions about and sort of make sort of further inquiries ourselves in relation to it.
Okay. Okay. And from that, I know Larne is a small regional port. So in your opinion, do you think this would encourage traffickers to bring potential victims through here? Or have you maybe noticed any evidence of particular maybe trafficking methods?
Well, because of the fact that things sort of scale back here in the evenings,
Okay.
Belfast is always busy. They always have a big presence of police, border force. Here, not so much. So what's happening is that the traffickers realise this.
Okay.
And what's happening is that they will now start to target Larne and have been doing. So there have been a lot of both illegal immigration and also human trafficking coming through us.
Okay, and obviously human trafficking is on the rise, as you're well aware, and obviously illegal immigration is a big concern within Parliament as well. So we're really keen then to make as many staff and employees and management aware of these issues and try and, cut down on this illegal crime. So Caroline spoke about European crime gangs, and our remit is that we want to put an end to this crime. We want to stop this happening, and making sort of the maritime industry a safe and secure place to work. So do you feel that the training the individual departments within the ports would be key to learning how to stop this crime or put an end?
Yes. Now, what happens obviously in the port, things fall into sort of categories. The folk who work as our agents, the P&O agents, they book the people in.
Okay.
And then they would come through a security team, and a security team, if any issues, then they would escalate it to the authorities, be it the police or immigration.
Okay.
So yes, each individual team would maybe pick up on slightly different behaviours
Okay.
of the way that people are when they're checking in, if someone's checking in on their behalf, and then if need be, they can even escalate it to us, and then we can take it from there.
So do you think that by this training, then the different departments within the port then can gather information?
They can gather information, but they also now are starting to look for the same thing.
Okay.
And what will happen is that they may pick up a slightly different thing than we do, but the fact that we're all looking for the same sort of behaviours. And sometimes whenever people are coming through here, the mask will slip.
Okay.
So they're maybe very good with the check-ins, and then once they come to us as a security team, sometimes then they start to get a bit more concerned.
Okay.
And then the behaviours become a bit more evident than they were initially.
Okay. And you know then to recognise those different behaviours, and what would you do then if that was...
So what would happen is, as I said earlier on, you get to know what the people who are travelling, what the behaviours that there are.
Okay.
Whenever human traffickers or illegal immigrants are coming through us, then their behaviours change.
Okay.
When we speak to them, or anyone speaks, a lot of them won't engage in eye contact with you.
Okay.
They will try and look away from you. Someone, if there's a group of them, maybe they're the spokesperson for it.
Okay.
So what we would do is, Northern Ireland people always like to chat.
We do.
And this is a perfect opportunity then for you to go out and just engage with the people. Now, I don't go out and interrogate them. Just go out and have a chat. How you doing, folks? Are you over on your holidays? Have you far to go once you get off in Cairnryan? And this sort of, if we can engage with them that way, or we can gauge the responses from it. And if they're starting to become very defensive, then that sort of red flags it even further to us. And at that stage, then, depending what the behaviours are, we will then escalate it to the police or to immigration.
And the beauty about them going on board a ship is that we have time then. Isn't that correct?
That's right. We have it's a 2-hour crossing. So it also gives, if our concerns have been raised here, and we can't immediately raise it to our local authorities, we can then let the Scottish authorities know, who will pick it up then on the other side.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So, Bill, do you think then there was any other, once your team did the training, did you feel that there was more of an awareness or more of an empowerment to speak up after the training? Can you share a wee bit about that?
Yes, certainly what will happen now is that the guys will not be sitting back on their hands, concerned and not doing anything about it.
Okay.
We'll find that because of what you have raised with us, that we now will go and engage with the people. And again, just making through small inquiries, not an interrogation with them. Then it sort of flags it to us, and it has empowered the people. It's given them a bit more of an understanding of what they're looking for, and how to go. If this appears not to be right for them, then go and investigate it. Okay, and it's given them the understanding that you'll not be laughed at, or you're not be belittled by this. That in fact you're just doing your job, and you're enhancing your job by listening to the training and then acting on what the training has told you.
Exactly. And everyone has that power to change someone's life. I mean, you talked about people coming through and then be acting a bit strangely at the security point, and that's maybe the window that you have to identify that this is potential human trafficking. So we're really excited about this training, and I hope the training that your guys received, albeit a few years ago, give you that. There was a big uptick after you delivered the training to us. There was a big uptick in the findings, and I'm sure the police will back us up on this. That we were, and I think the guys felt empowered, and
they would not be belittled, because I know the police attended the training as well.
Okay.
And the fact that they encourage them, yes, raise it. If there's nothing to it, well, fine. There's just not a problem. But I know we had some very good results shortly after that the training was delivered to us several years ago.
Great. Well, look, thank you so much for sharing the
No, it's all.
information,
Thank you
your
very
feedback.
much.
I really appreciate it. Okay, so just in closing, I obviously had a chat with the police here at Larne and Health and Safety Security Manager, and for obvious reasons, they couldn't appear on screen. So I'm going to try and press out what they said to me with regards to the outcomes of the training and what their identification was. So the police had spoke about another observation would be lack of baggage or ID. And obviously persons travelling through the ports don't have access to mobile phones, electronic equipment. And that's an indicator that they felt was maybe something that could be pointed out. They also said that obviously the police has access to recording systems that can do ID checks as well. So they can determine whether the person is travelling on false ID. They also have discrete phones within the ports that the staff can ring up to police and obviously report any incidents that they find would be of value to their investigations. So I also asked, how they felt on with regard to the training that they received as well, because obviously they were involved with the training that we delivered 2 years ago. And they thought that the actual calls that of investigations and information sharing had gone up, which is great. And they felt that staff were definitely more engaged and more persuasive to share of information. So we thought that was a really positive point within intelligence and information gathering. Just one other aspect that was shared was we need to be mindful too of culture differences as well. So when we are approaching person or persons within travelling through ports, we need to be mindful that different cultures are persuasive of different attitudes and behaviours. So we need to be mindful of that. I asked a wee bit about statistics. It's very hard to quantify statistics because we know that it's on the rise. We know that with the immigration issues being huge, this crime isn't going away, and it's actually increasing. And also shared with me was that traffickers don't care about people. It's all about the money. They will move people, drugs, contraband, even puppies, just to make money. So we need to be aware that traffickers don't care about individuals. They just care about the money. So in closing, by engaging in this training, our aim is to equip the maritime industry to recognise all signs and indicators of human trafficking. We want to help victims become free from exploitation and significantly reducing crime within this sector. Together, let's make our port an even a safer place to work and to travel through for now and the future. Thank you so much.